All right, so if you're a partner at a CPA firm, you know the feeling, right? That constant pressure to scale. Well, today we're going to walk through a practical, step-by-step guide to outsourcing. The goal here is to unlock some serious growth, and this is the important part, without all the chaos that usually comes with it.
I mean, this is the question, isn't it, for so many firms that are trying to grow. The work just keeps piling up, your best people are stretched totally thin, and you're left wondering, how in the world do we keep this up without burning out the entire team?
Well, it's a huge challenge. And for a lot of firms, the answer really might be outsourcing. It can be an incredibly powerful way to take that pressure off your internal team and really open up some new doors for growth.
Okay, but here's the big question, right? How do you actually do it without creating total chaos? Because, let's be honest, shifting core functions feels risky. You're probably thinking, is the quality going to drop? Are my clients going to get nervous? Is this just going to create more headaches than it solves? And look, those are all completely valid concerns. That's exactly why we're going to lay out a clear, disruption-free path to make this whole transition as smooth as possible. All right, so let's dive into the blueprint. It really all starts with laying a solid foundation. And that, well, it comes down to making two really critical decisions right from the get-go.
Okay, first big decision. You've got to figure out what to keep in-house versus what you're going to hand off. And the trick here is to separate your core strategic value, the stuff that really makes your firm, from all that high-volume, repetitive work. So you're going to want to hold on to things like strategic advisory, those deep client relationships, and of course, the final decision-making. But all that other stuff, the bookkeeping, the payroll, APAR, even tax prep support, yep, those are perfect candidates for an expert outsourced team to handle.
And that leads us right to the second crucial decision, choosing the right partner. And listen, this isn't just about finding someone to crunch the numbers. No way. You need a team that has proven experience with US GAAP. They need to be able to offer white label services, which means all the work looks like it's coming directly from you. And then there are the absolute non-negotiables, strong communication skills, and just rock-solid security protocols. Honestly, your success really truly hinges on this choice.
Okay, so once you've got that foundation laid, it's time to actually build your transition plan. This is the part where we go from big picture strategy to a concrete blueprint for action. We're going to map out exactly how this is all going to work.
And you know what? It's probably simpler than you're thinking. It's really just the three-step process. First up, you have to map your current workflow. And I mean really map it out. Document every single task, who's responsible for what, and what your KPIs are. You need to know your process inside and out. Second, and this is a big one, launch a pilot project. Seriously, whatever you do, don't go all in at once. Just test the waters with a small, manageable set of tasks to start. And third, integrate your tech. This means getting everyone on the same secure cloud platforms and project management tools. That's how you keep your in-house and outsourced teams perfectly in sync.
All right, you've got your foundation, you've got your plan. Now it's time to execute. We're at the handoff phase. This is where the blueprint gets put into action and the real transition actually starts.
Now, managing this handoff with precision is absolutely key, and it breaks down into 3 steps too. First, you've got to onboard your new team the right way. That means giving them your standard operating procedures, your SOPs, and setting crystal clear expectations from day one. Second, you have to over-communicate. I'm serious. Schedule regular check-ins and build a culture where feedback is not just accepted but encouraged. And third, and we've said it before, scale gradually. Start with the non-critical stuff and only expand as your confidence in the partnership really grows. Okay, so we've covered the how to do this. But what about all those what-ifs that are probably swirling around in your head? Let's go ahead and tackle some of the biggest concerns people have, and then we'll get to the really good part, the benefits you can unlock. This one's a biggie. It's probably the #1 question on every single firm owner's mind. I mean, you've spent years, maybe even decades, building that trust with your clients. The absolute last thing you want is to put any of that in jeopardy. And the short answer is no, not if you do it right. This is exactly why those white label services we talked about are so critical. When it's done correctly, all the work is delivered seamlessly right under your firm's brand. To your clients, nothing changes. They just keep seeing the same great quality and consistency they've always expected from you.
Okay, let's talk about the next big hurdle, data security. You and I both know that in our industry, this is, well, it's everything. So how can you possibly sleep at night knowing your client's most sensitive information is being handled by someone else?
Well, the solution really comes down to your due diligence before you sign anything. You absolutely have to partner with a firm that already has robust security measures built in. We're talking encrypted systems, secure access controls, strict compliance protocols, the whole shebang. The right partner is going to take security just as seriously, if not more seriously, than you do.
And finally, let's tackle a common implementation question. It's so tempting, isn't it, to just want to flip a switch and get everything outsourced immediately, so you can get to the benefits as fast as possible. I get it.
But the smart move? You have to resist that urge. We've mentioned it before, but a gradual, phased transition is absolutely the key to success. This careful approach is what minimizes errors, it's what dramatically reduces your risk, and it gives both you and your new team the space you need to make adjustments and really perfect the process as you go. So after all this careful planning and execution, what's the real payoff? Why does this even matter? Well, for starters, you reduce your operational costs. Even better, you free up your best people to focus on high-value client advisory work, and let's be honest, that's where the real growth is. You get to do all this while maintaining quality and security, and at the end of the day, you increase your firm's scalability and, of course, its profitability.
So let's just end with this thought. Imagine for a second that day-to-day operational burden is lifted. Your best people are completely focused on strategy and high-level client work, and you finally have a truly scalable model for growth. Just think, what are those big strategic goals that your firm could finally truly achieve? That right there is the real power of getting this transition right.